Hello, my people, and welcome back to Books and Things. Today I'm just going to be answering a very short question, simple question somebody asked me, and how I read. Somebody just asked me like, how do you read your books? How do you develop the ideas you develop to shoot this video? And today I'm going to be talking about how I read books, how I read my books, and how I develop my ideas. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Book and Things with Joan, and on this channel we talk about books, we share the ideas we learn from books, we talk about articles, we share the ideas we learn from articles, and we talk about every other thing in between. Anything that comes to my mind and I feel like I want to let you know, I will let you know. And for today we're going to be talking about a thing, and the thing is how I read. Books and Things. Today we're not talking about books, we're talking about things I do and how I read my books. That's what we're going to be talking about today. A couple of people ask me how I read, how I go through my books, and that's something that it's very peculiar to each individual. The way you read is different from the way I read, and it's different from the way others read. We all read based on how we better understand, and for me, I have different ways I read. And the first way I read a book is to read the cover pages. I look at the title, obviously, I look at the author, and if I have time I Google the author to find out more. If I don't, I just focus on the book and base my judgment of the writing on the book. The next thing I look at is, once I'm done with the cover, I look at the front cover, I look at the back if they have like some books have reviews on the back, or they just have a summary of what the book is about on the back. That's what I look at. That's the first thing I look at when I pick a book, and that's the first way I read, because reading the title is a form of reading. So that's the first thing I read on the book, the title. I look at the author. I go to the back page to read the comments or reviews or just a summary of the book, whatever is at the back. And when I open the book, I actually open every single page, all the preliminary pages before the book starts, and I focus more on the foreword, like what the author has to say about the book. Sometimes I read the acknowledgement, but for me that's not really important. I focus on the foreword, and that's the second thing I read. I read the back page, I read the foreword. When I'm done with the back page and I'm done with the foreword, I actually get into the book proper. That's where the magic begins, and I'm sure that's where the question was focused on, but I needed to start from the top and come down chronologically. When I want to actually read the book itself, like the material, the content of the book, what I do is I first and foremost grab my pencil. This is my best friend when I'm reading. My pencil and a piece of paper like this. Like you can see, this is like a piece of paper where I jot all my ideas. And I'm just like that. I have so many papers in the house everywhere, just where I scribble a couple of things. And that's how I read. That's the first thing I get. Like if I get a book, I need a pencil. I don't care where I am. If I'm in the air, I need to get a pencil at any way, form, or shape, because I just cannot go through a page without seeing something that clicks. And when I see something that clicks, I need to make note of it. For me, circling it, jotting down ideas, or just underlining it, for me that's how I make mental notes. And I'm just going to give you an example with a couple of books. I'll just show you a couple of my books I have here, just so you can see how I scribble in the book. So this is actually the last book I reviewed, Mahatma Gandhi, and I'm just going to open a few pages here where I had like circles. Open the book, you'll see something like this. I underline it, or I just make I usually make and this one you'll see I've just put a pencil there. Just straight line. I just need to put marks on the book whenever I read, just so when I open the page I can know where the main idea is. So the idea for me, the reason why I put these marks using pencils in the book is just so I know where the main idea is. If I want to shoot a video, I can easily open the chapter I think I want to review in my video and go to where the main idea is. This saves me time from having to read the chapter all over again to be able to pick the main idea I hope that makes sense. I actually, that's one of the things I do when I'm reading. I use a pencil to take notes. Sometimes I write, sometimes I just circle in the book, just so it sticks. And over the past few months, I was always writing in my books, like writing mental notes. Like, I think this is the book where I wrote in the most. That's how I read, and for me, that's how I remember. Another method I used to read, that I actually have a piece of paper where I write quotes. I know circling the quotes is actually nice, but sometimes I feel like when I write the quotes down, it's easy for me to pick it up and review it as a whole. Or in a day, I just want to know what the book is about. Writing down short quotes from the book, which are like mental notes for me, can easily give me a rundown of what the book is about, rather, and it eases my work in terms of picking up the book again and flipping through the pages to know where I underlined and where I circled. So anything I feel like is important to know, I'll write it down. This is just a simple example. This is from the last book I read, Gandhi's book. Now if you see, it's not very clear because it's just for me. And what I do is I create like a short notebook for myself and I write it down. I actually bought a huge jotter for that, but I realized that a jotter, when I want to read, sometimes it's hard for me to move about with two books, but this is actually very easy. So what I do is I clip it on. I take an A4 paper, a sheet of paper, I clip it on, I cut it on the side with the scissors, and it's like a short jotter for me. It's like my jotter. And the most important thing about this is I can just flip it into the book and leave it there. When I want to have like a general idea about the book, I take it out, I read, I look at it, and I already have a mental idea of what the book is about. And this actually, I can carry it with me. For instance, if I want to shoot a video and I'm out of town, but I have this, I don't need the physical book. I can actually just flip through this, get the central idea, and I shoot my video. Easy peasy. I actually don't have my notebook, but another way I read is that I try to explain difficult concepts in my notebook. It's actually very far in my box because it's been a while I used it, but before, I think it was 2020, I actually did that a lot. I had a book where I wrote down what I thought. I actually just wrote and wrote, but before I could actually elaborate on the points in writing and write about the author and stuff like that, just to get a better understanding of the book. And for me, there are so many ways I read, but these ones are the most fruitful, so to speak, in terms of me understanding, in terms of me remembering, and in terms of me shooting my videos, because the main reason why I read is to share my ideas, so is to learn and share my ideas. So once I write it down myself, like writing down the quotes, I get to understand the concept better, and I get to be able to explain it in a way that is easy for somebody else to understand, because that's how I learn. I have other tips and tricks on how you read. Please share in the comment section, but for now, that's how I read. And yeah, thank you very much. That's all about this week's video.